Gwen Ashby had been flying in and out of Crestfield International for 11 years, and she knew the Horizon Club queue the way she knew her own kitchen. The particular hush of it, the way the carpet absorbed sound, the small bronze plaque above the attendant's desk that read, "Platinum members, welcome home." She knew the attendant on Wednesday mornings was usually a quiet man named Dale, who waved people through with a nod. She did not know the woman behind the desk today. She would remember her for a long time. The man ahead of Gwen in the queue was traveling with a boy of about 7. The child had his father's eyes and was holding a small navy backpack with both hands. The way children hold things they have been told are important. The man, tall, dressed in a gray coat that had been pressed carefully, the kind of pressing that takes time, held a boarding pass folder in one hand and his platinum card in the other. He set the card on the desk the way a person sets down something they have set down 100 times before. The attendant, whose badge read, Pete Trekker, at the card. Then she looked at the man. "I'll need to verify this," she said. "Of course," he said. Petra typed something. She looked at the screen. She typed again. Behind the man, 2 other travelers, both white, both in business attire, stepped to the adjacent lane. Petra's colleague waved them through with barely a glance at their cards. Gwen noticed. She told herself, "The system is slow. It happens. This card may be expired," Petra said, though her voice did not carry the register of someone reading a screen. It carried the register of someone who had already decided. "It renewed in January," the man said. "Marcus Elland. The account is under that name. I'll need you to step to the side desk while I confirm." The boy looked up at his father. Marcus Elland looked at Petra for one steady moment. Not with anger, not with the collapsed expression of a man who has accepted being treated this way, but with a particular stillness, the kind that comes from carrying something very heavy for a very long time, and learning not to put it down in of strangers. Then he said quietly, "Can you tell me what the standard verification procedure is for a platinum card holder?" Petra blinked. "It's just a precaution." "I understand. I'm asking what the procedure is, step by step." Petra did not answer that question. She said, "Sir, if you'll just step aside." "I've been a platinum member for 6 years," Marcus said. His voice had not risen by a single note. "My card is valid. I'd like to understand the procedure that applies to me, and why it doesn't appear to apply to the 2 members who were admitted just now." Gwen felt the back of her neck go warm. She looked at her shoes. Marcus Elland reached into his coat pocket and took out his phone. He crouched down to his son's level and said something low and gentle that Gwen could not hear. The boy nodded and stood very still, backpack in both hands, watching his father stand back up. Marcus dialed. He waited 2 seconds. "Yvonne," he said. "It's Marcus. I'm sorry to bother you on a travel day." A pause. "I'm at the Horizon Club desk at Crestfield. I'm being asked to verify my membership. I thought you should know, given the circumstances, and given where we are in the contract cycle." Another pause, shorter. "Thank you, I'll wait." He put the phone in his pocket and looked at Petra pleasantly. "Someone will be in touch," he said. "We'll wait here." Gwen did not know what she had expected him to do. Something louder, perhaps. Something that would have let her keep looking at her shoes. Instead, he stood with his son in full view of the queue and the lounge door, composed and present, and Gwen found she could not stop watching him. Petra's desk phone rang 3 minutes and 40 seconds later. Gwen counted without meaning to. Petra picked it up, listened, and the expression on her face changed, not all at once but in stages. Like a photograph developing in reverse, she said yes, twice and "I understand" once and set the phone down. The lounge director, a man in a dark suit whose name tag read, Christopher Hale, came through the lounge door at a pace that was not quite running, but was not walking either. Behind him, on the phone himself now, was a younger man Gwen did not recognize, speaking in the clipped cadence of someone relaying something that needed to be on record. Hale reached the desk and spoke briefly, quietly, to Petra. Then he turned to Marcus. "Mr. Ellen," he said, "I'm Christopher Hale, Horizon Club director. I want to apologize to you directly. Your membership is valid and current, and should have been processed without question. I am deeply sorry that it was not." "Thank you," Marcus said. "I understand you're traveling today for a personal occasion. Hale paused with the carefulness of a man who had been told something significant in the past 4 minutes. I would like to offer you and your son the use of our family suite for as long as you need it. It's private. There's a window seat. Marcus looked at his son. The boy looked back up at him, and something passed between them that Gwen could not name. A grief so large it had become its own kind of landscape, something both of them lived inside every day. That would be good, Marcus said. He likes windows. The younger man behind Hale ended his call, and said to no one in particular. The board liaison has logged the incident in the contract file. 21M renewal review is flagged pending the outcome of the internal report. He said it in the neutral voice of a man doing his job, but the words landed in the queue like stones in still water. Petra stood very still behind her desk. Hale led Marcus and his son through the lounge door. The boy reached up as they walked and took his father's hand, and Marcus held it without looking down. Just held it. The way you hold something you will never let go of. Gwen Ashby stood in the queue for a moment after they disappeared. Then she stepped forward to the desk. I was in line behind that man, she said to Petra. I watched the whole thing. I should have said something sooner, and I didn't, and I'm sorry for that. But I'm telling you now, I saw was wrong, and it needs to be in whatever report gets written. Petra did not speak. I'd like his name, Gwen said. Marcus Elland. I want to make sure I have it right when I write to the board. She did. The internal report was filed that afternoon. Petra Sorrell was placed on administrative review. The Horizon Club posted a new verification protocol at every desk in the terminal. A laminated card, concise and plain, requiring the same 3 steps for every member regardless of anything else. Christopher Hale sent a written apology, on Horizon Club letterhead, to Marcus Elland's address of record. The 21M Terminal Services contract was reviewed. Board's Travel Equity Advisory Subcommittee, the one Dr. Renee Elland had helped establish 18 months before she died, reviewed the incident report alongside it. The contract was ultimately renewed, with a new compliance clause. The clause required quarterly membership equity audits at every Horizon Club location in the network. In the family suite, Marcus and his son sat at the window and watched the planes move on the tarmac in the early morning light. The boy had taken a small wooden box from his Navy backpack and set it carefully on the seat beside him. He leaned against his father's arm. Marcus watched the sky, the way a man watches something he is about to do that cannot be undone. That is entirely right, and that will cost him everything to do. He held his son's hand. The planes moved, the light changed, the morning went on. Some things cannot be taken from a person, no matter who is standing at the door.